Now that the door is
Open
open.
the door. And again with the Charlie's Angels music.
Charlie's Angels music.
I mean,
Okay,
it does sound
okay.
a bit like the Charlie's Angels theme.
I particularly do love this remix of that, but that does get me considering a crossover between Ace Attorney and Charlie's Angels. Particularly the 90s Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, I was
not
about to
the-
say, Monkey's Paw, you get to the early 2000 movies.
Oh, I like those. I like those. It's the Elizabeth Banks movie that I don't
From what I
like.
heard, Meg G was not a great director for those. The savageable thing was actually Lucy Liu.
Didn't Bill Murray punch him on that film, supposedly?
Would surprise me.
Again, you know, yeah, it says something about McG that he managed to piss off Bill Murray. Not to say that Bill Murray doesn't have his moments, but Bill Murray seems to be one of the more serene guys. So
More
to
like
see
he
him
doesn't
get,
care.
So to see him actually get ticked enough to punch a guy, like,
Let's
dang.
see, who's next?
But I can assure you the McG films are better than the Banks film.
Tavern Tale. Okay.
Alliteration, your favorite.
Oh, here's Barnham.
Tab tails.
One puzzle means one more step on the path to puzzle mastery.
Wow, Barnham, you got obsessed with puzzles all of a sudden.
No, you see, soon he'll be the puzzle master. Go on, Shiroi.
Well, I hope you have some comfy shoes ready, because at this rate, you're going to be walking the path forever.
Ooh, do I smell some competition in the air between potential lovers?
Barnham and Rouge sitting in a tree, exchanging each other.
Rouge and Barnham are just friends.
Uh-huh.
With benefits.
The fiercer the adversary, the better. I assure you, that is why.
Rouge, I think Rouge comes across to me as the kind of girl who's married to her job.
No matter how foolishly difficult this inferno more chalices may be, it will be solved by the hand of Barnham.
A reference to how
And
tough
then
that puzzle is.
And then the pub starts chanting, Barnham, Barnham, Barnham.
You sure about that? It looks to me like the hand of Barnham could use a hand of its own right about now, Zacky boy.
Names.
Tell me, Rouge, how many challenges have I broken since starting this puzzle 3 nights ago?
No, but well, you've broken 2 chandeliers.
Let's just say, if you take any longer, I'll be having to serve my customers juice out of their own hats.
Ew.
Gee, you know, Rouge is taking this pretty well, given that's her inventory that's getting smashed.
Well, I shall make my way back. It seems the storm outside has subsided.
Oh my god, all this rain, we're getting pneumonia!
Actually, inside.
Talk about the people outside.
A stormy night like this really brings back memories, doesn't it, Zach?
I remember it like it was a flashback.
Dun, 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 dun.
Like the time you first set foot into this very tavern. It was a dark and stormy night, just like this one.
Of course it was.
So many dark and stormy nights in this game.
Indeed, it was.
I remember you walked through that door, soggier than a rat in a river.
And Dick Layton's like, boy, get to the bit where you had wet sex
No,
or something.
no, later will be like, Dr. Track, are you finished already? I was so bored, I must have dozed off.
I'm guessing that's Rouge.
Hold your horses, I'm coming. Tavern's closed, you know. You're lucky I'm even opening the door in this storm.
And it's...
Rusty Barnum.
You... Aren't you Zacharias Barnum?
Maybe.
Please, I require your aid. For just a moment.
Oh.
Barnham, I'm not doing that business right now. Now go away. You have to get your rocks off elsewhere. Oh, you mean that kind of aid?
Well, well, what aid could the captain of the knights need from a lowly tavern owner? If you think for a second I'm going to sell out whatever bandit you're after, then you've got another thing coming.
What bandit are you talking about? The bandit that stole the bread last week. Oh shit. Ignore I said anything.
Please, they are after us. Ask for but a moment's shelter.
Oh?
After you?
Yeah,
Also,
man, revenue.
I get the
revenue and customs
desperation
are
because
after
it's a
me.
flashback, but the camera angles for the model is interesting. It's a bit tilted down.
I received this distressing letter. Someone named Revenue and Customs are after me.
Surely I've heard word. Sorry.
Who hasn't? Word is that witch did quite a number on the farm's chickens and crops.
They say they gave a letter to me saying that Lambrellum is in debt. I don't even know what Lambrellum even is.
I heard you guys try to put up a fence to keep him out. A lot of good that did, huh?
There were no traces of footprints at the scene. It was surely a witch's handiwork.
No wonder Lambrellum could afford to build all this. They were dodging their taxes.
So, shouldn't you be out there hunting down this supposed witch?
About
Like, isn't this
that.
what our tax money is for?
That is correct. And so, I managed to capture the culprit.
Oh?
You caught the culprit.
The culprit is you. You're under arrest.
Yes, this fiend right here. I give you our quote-unquote witch. The beast cannot be more than a year old.
Oh.
Yep. This is when Barnham met Constantine.
My, he's certainly the tiniest criminal I've ever seen.
Quite. Every day, this beast has been getting itself into trouble.
Oh, poor baby.
Aggressive
Aw.
poodle noises.
Be careful, Shiro. He might bite you.
Honestly, no one would have suspected his pup could be the one behind those missing chickens.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't
See.
know, that's kind of suspect number one material. By the way, I've got to ask, what's up with that helmet?
We couldn't be bothered to have a model without that, so... I put it on him a short while ago. It is a toy helmet I just happened to have lying around. Convenient.
That's Takumi's excuse for why he has that. We can do a new model, like Shiro said.
To give him credit, at the very least, the idea is that he just put it on him since this is when he and Constantine met.
Let me see if I'm barking up the right tree.
Ah,
This little guy here would hide in the bushes and attack any passing dogs or kids.
There you go. See, not the mark of a good doggo.
indeed.
Constantine had a troubled past.
I mean, he's obviously a stray. Okay, but there were a lot of chickens and crops that went missing from that farm.
Mhm.
Why on earth would this little guy go and take so many?
For the lulz.
If he was planning on eating them, you'd think one chicken would be more than enough for him.
Like, look at him. He's pretty tiny. One chicken would probably fill him up pretty good.
Yes,
Oh, that dog is vibrating.
the beast is still a mere whelp. Every battle is, for him, a terrifying battle of life or death. Until now, the source of the disappearing chickens was a mystery. However, tonight, our little friend here made a grave error.
Returning to the scene of the crime.
What kind of error?
There was a group of townspeople patrolling the crime scene during the storm tonight.
They were under the assumption that the culprit was a witch. Something tells me the pup's little trick didn't go as planned.
There were the Ku Klux Klan guys we saw in the trailer. Yet, he went through with his trick and ended up biting off more than he could chew, so to speak.
If only there were someone with spiky hair for him to bite.
Townspeople were hungry for a culprit to capture and chase after them up.
So
He was
that
thus forced to escape into the forest.
so is that it? Constantine just hates people with spiky hair specifically.
He managed to lose. He managed to lose them in the forest, with the exception of one.
That wouldn't make sense because his master Barnham has spiky hair.
Then I
And
get.
let me
Oh,
guess.
oh, I get it. I get that usually the stereotype is that dogs hate male men, but maybe he just hates lawyers, like the Lost Boys in Hook.
He truly put a lot of
Maybe.
effort. Quite clever for the beast that he is.
The little guy must have been scared stiff. Or with all the armor clattering around after him.
Maybe he still is scared.
Or yet again, he's vibrating.
Chased him through the forest before finally tossing a Pokeball at him. He grew tired and stopped to rest in a clearing deep within the forest. 'Twas the beast's home.
So you ended up smack dab in the middle of enemy territory. Sounds like an impasse if I ever saw one.
You're enjoying this, aren't you?
Yes. So what then? The chase was over? Why didn't you just hand the pup over to the townsfolk?
That was not an option.
Oh.
And why is that?
It was because of what I saw there deep within the recesses of that forest.
And it changed his life.
Well, so to speak. I saw the chickens the beast had taken. His prey was left in a large pile. So, and yet, there was no hint that he had actually eaten any of them. So yeah, it's a level 5. We're kind of missing some gratuitous animal cruelty, aren't we?
No, but remember, this is a
What do
dog,
you
not a
mean?
cat.
Yeah, I think he's trying to spice things up.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
dog wasn't hit by a car.
Curled up among these mountain of chickens lay a much larger dog.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is this gonna end up like the lady in the Tramp remake?
It was readily apparent that the beast was already dead.
Yep, the beast was not actually Constantine.
Oh, you see, Pedro, the difference is Hino won't kill a dog on screen.
This little one here nestled itself against the larger beast, yet there was no response. Could but gaze upon this whelp in silent admiration for his efforts.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember the larger one's appearance.
Mm-hmm.
There was a scar above his left thigh, tail that looked as if it were singed by the legendary fire itself, and black and white colored fur.
Hey, I remember hearing about that from a much more comedic tale. So, of course, in typical Takumi/Hino fashion, there arises tragedy.
You that beast.
Well, that applies to both of these two, Jovah. So
That's
You
why I
did?
said. That's why I said Takumi Hino. Whatever.
We had met once before.
I didn't hear the Hino part.
Town, not a few days prior.
Yep.
That accident with the parade was not so fun anymore, isn't it, kids? I was head of the
you
story
laughed
teller
at it.
parade.
Yeah, those of you who laughed.
That's when. Suddenly, a large dog jumped in front of me. It had been chasing the chickens at the farm nearby when it shot forth from the alley. I was caught completely off guard. My horse instantly reeled back in panic, but sadly I was unable to calm it. I failed to keep hold of the reins. It was not I could do, and so I was thrust from my horse.
Oh, I get it now. That must have been the famous Barnham's Wild Ride incident everyone loves talking about. Wow, that's not fun anymore.
No,
Heard you were dragged all over town. Don't seem any worse for wear, though. You're definitely now the stuff of legends.
well, not exactly separated by large. This is what it's normally called a cerebral
Somehow that doesn't
trauma.
make me feel any better.
Unfortunately, the dog that ran into the parade was much more worse for wear. The chaos that followed, the beast was caught under my horse, trampled and kicked aside.
Yeah.
Hey Nick, where's the funny meta humor gone?
Look, you had your break from the tragedy, Shiro. Now it's time for some tragedy.
Somehow it managed to drag itself upright, it then limped its way back to the alley and disappeared. Again, it's also a good thing we're not seeing this happening just because.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it dragged itself away to die. Great. Thanks, guys. Unbelievable.
The
So,
crossover!
Shiro, be careful. Let's not forget what happened with that little YouTube video of Anne of Green Gables that tried to remove that, tried to do your thing, that and you ended up regretting it. Don't be careful.
There is no mistake. The beast was mortally wounded at that parade.
So Barnum's horse did it in.
All right, so what about the pup?
He died.
No,
What?
it's
Huh.
right here
No.
vibing.
Yes.
I'll play about the other one. Play about
It's
the
only
other
an
one.
assumption, but
And then Constantine,
perhaps this little one is the beast's offspring.
bites Dibs for getting it wrong.
Oh, they're adding to the tragedy. It's great.
Actually,
Yeah.
he'll buy Phoenix for me getting it wrong.
Since that day,
I'll have to
No,
check if this
Dibs.
game is on Does the Dog Die?
this little one, by his small stature and fear, would face prey much bigger than himself. It's the Dark Souls experience. You go, Pop. When his strength failed him and he could no longer move, he would escape into the forest. All this for the sake of his mother. Day after day, never once realizing that his mother had long since uttered her last breath.
Wow, they
was
managed to
bringing-
roll the death of a mother and the death of an animal in a level 5 related thing into one.
It's
Yes.
the complete package here, just like
Congratulations.
Bambi.
Disney would love this.
No, but don't you see, Shiro? It's all about trying to flesh out Constantine's backstory.
If only I had not fallen from my horse. If only I had been able to take control. If only I'd saved Gwen Stacy.
Barnum, it sounds like it was your horse that was the murderer,
Barnum.
not you.
Barnum, I think you're straying away from.
How can I call myself captain of the knights when I was the one who robbed this little one of his mother?
Again, technically your horse murdered it, so if anything, it should be your horse that's feeling guilt. Of course,
Well, it's a
knowing
good thing we're not
horses.
passing.
Isn't
It's a
going
good thing
to
we're
feel
not passing
guilty
through a
for
swamp of
anyone.
eternal sadness. I think this little one was there to witness what they did to his mother.
Oh, great.
Oops.
Oh, it gets worse.
He must be quite aware of my actions that day.
And yet,
The only reason he
twists and
doesn't,
turns,
the reason he doesn't buy him is because he has armor, so it's useless to try.
What do you mean?
While he may still be young and his stature small, this dog is a true knight, the highest caliber. He protects that which needs protecting, and will ready his fangs at a moment's notice for many a just cause.
And random people in blue suits.
Yes, that is why I could not simply hand this most valiant knight over to the
Why
transport.
was the horse that killed his mother wearing blue?
No, my theory is that he hates lawyers, like the Lost Boys in Hook.
As
Because
we
the horse
speak,
that killed his mother was a lawyer.
Yes, my mother was killed by the horse was actually belonged to a lawyer once, so I hate lawyers by association.
However, they will likely give up before too long.
So there you go. The origins of
No,
Constantine
hold
are...
on, guys, I got it. The horse killed his mother, but his father was killed by a lawyer. There you go.
Basically, keep this one, please, for the time being.
What exactly do you plan on doing with the pup?
hiring him.
I'll hug him and squeeze him and call him George. Yeah.
Like we see in the present story that Constantine has rank and everything on some of the knights too.
This brave little knight stood valiantly in the face of insurmountable odds, all for the sake of protecting one close to him.
We'll give him a medal.
As such, I will first assign him a most noble name, befitting one of such valor.
That of a
James.
DC hero.
That's a fancy schmancy way of saying you're going to adopt him.
Then, I will personally see to it that he's welcome to the Knights of the Inquisition.
And then
He'll even get to prosecute some of the trials too.
and then Dark Lord's like, are you out of your mind?
Yes.
From where I'm standing, it really doesn't look like this little guy is all too thrilled with you and your plans.
Interesting how they started out, isn't it?
Okay, so my horse killed his mom.
It would appear so, but
It was an accident.
You owe him a life debt.
Oh, looks like he bit him after all, Shiroi.
how did he found out a spot in the armor?
He jumped up to his face. No doubt about it. He doesn't like you one bit.
Hey, at least it's better than
See,
Iggy, Star
the-
of Crusader, than
Come on, it was my
farts in
horse
your
that
face.
killed your mom.
You know what this means? You know what this means? In order for Constantine to like Phoenix, Phoenix has to let Constantine chew him on for like a few years. Just give it a few years.
So what you're saying is that this is a sign that Constantine is essentially eventually going to highly respect Phoenix.
He has
Because
small
again-
dog syndrome.
Toss my hero.
Oh, come now. You're not even bleeding. You big baby.
screw
hey,
rabies.
Rouge, not for nothing, but for all we know, Constantine could be rabid.
The big bad night captain, bitten by a cute little pup, like some kind of chew toy. Not the most manly of
Okay,
stories.
Rouge, if he dies of rabies, what will you say then?
Nonsense! It was an honor to be chewed on by such an admirable creature. Shut
There
up.
you go, guys. He likes it.
And then everyone stares at Rouge going, what? I said he was a baby. He's dead.
Ever the fast talk, eh, Mr. Knight Captain?
But yeah, this is one of those cases where I do appreciate the irony that Barnham and Constantine did not start off on the best note. But of course, years later, Constantine absolutely adores Barnham.
It's like he got over his fear of dogs by traumatizing a puppy.
Hooray! And being traumatized, by getting mauled by one.
How about you keep yourself entertained with this little puzzle I came up with?
Oh?
Mouse Mayhem 2 should be child's play for a night like you, Mr.
Hey,
Knight
I remember that. That's another puzzle in the game.
Oh, but I haven't seen the first Mouse Mayhem. Why have I seen the sequel first?
It's like
Assume that
Leonard
the player
Parsons.
character has.
Alright, let me read it then. Puzzle 78, Mouse Mayhem 2. Since some mice have taken up residence in the house, and they're particularly fond of delicious cheese cat there, Till the table left, right, up and down. God damn it.
I
Sorry.
don't remember. God damn it, being part of the puzzle.
It's
Sorry,
it's a translation kind of thing, Professor.
I kind of skipped that because we already know how this puzzle
be
works
fair,
since
yes.
we technically have done it before. Also, I may have timed it for me in that regard, but I think it
don't
is more
worry,
just
Jovah.
about that we've already done this. But yeah, go Barnham.
Go Barnham, go Barnham, go.
Go. Ah, yes, a sad night. But thankfully they had a puzzle to lighten the mood.
So I actually, since I forgot basically all of these episodes, is the punchline that all of these being a flashback and everything, now when we cut to present, Phoenix is like, hey, we haven't got a single line yet.
Yeah.
Let's see if
Wait, Layton,
wait,
what are you
what?
doing here?
I solved the puzzle before you.
Yeah, about that, Tio.
God,
X.
why? Do you seriously? We've already talked about animation for, for Darklaw/E, but not one for Barnham. What BS is this?
I see. My, how fascinating.
Oh, you.
What are you doing
And
in the flashback?
And Layton stole Zach's thunder. No doubt, this puzzle was originally created quite a while ago.
It's a
that
good thing you
correct?
don't have a neck, but because I will strangle you otherwise. Stop it.
Actually, Theo, you can see his neck right there. You can actually see it.
Indeed. And a good evening to you, Mr.
He
Barnum.
just barges in and solves the puzzle. He's all, what a fucking rude person.
What a dick! It always has to be about him.
You hear this whole
And,
time.
and this was where Dick Layton was born. Not at all. I just arrived right now to get a cup of water, but I felt like solving your puzzles as you were taking
I
so much time.
sense someone solving a puzzle over there.
But that
I'm
was
so
a puzzle in the
bitter.
past.
But it does seem I managed to arrive just in time to hear an old story.
Yes, it's called
Were
none
you
of your fucking
eavesdropping
business.
the whole
Go away.
time?
Layton
that sounds
is not new to
fascinating.
time travel.
Gentleman, my ass. Like,
Yeah, he's such an attention whore. Anyway, there's the rest of your motley crew gone.
Ah,
Again-
yes. Mr. Wright and the others appear to be sound asleep upstairs.
Again, like I said before, this is one of those bits where you can tell it's Takumi who's writing.
They were all enjoying being together again after
I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the way...
Hold on, let Woods read.
Sorry.
What's the time? They're tired, alright?
Alright. Well, glad to hear they're doing fine.
Don't get me wrong, I like the way...
Get out of my flashback.
Don't get me wrong, I like the way Takumi writes Layton, but sometimes it does show that it's somebody else writing him sometimes.
By the way,
I
Mr.
mean,
Barnum,
even
Well,
under
what is
Hino, I
that?
could see Layton doing something like that.
perhaps you could tell me how you obtained that scar I see above your left eyebrow.
oh, he actually has one. I noticed that only just now.
Oh, so he matches the dead dog's mother.
It's cool also,
It's like,
Sorry, the dog's dead mother.
It's like
I
back though
received
now.
this quite some time ago. A boss for me all night gave me this old wound. It
Oh.
was not by his sword, but rather his own fangs that he gave me this injury.
So Constantine gave him that scar to make him look like his mother.
Okay then.
Say, Mr. Fancy Hat,
Yes.
That's right, Rouge and Layton never interacted until
Yes,
now.
Miss Rouge?
how do
Yeah,
you
he
know
was-
my name?
Because Zach had blurted it out loud while I was listening to your story.
That little story you just
See? Told you.
do me a favor and keep it under that hat of yours, okay?
Why, of course, Miss Rouge. However, there is but one
Let me
condition.
guess, more puzzles.
And
You
that
have to feed
is
me puzzles regularly.
I tell the whole world that I solved the puzzle under his nose.
But you weren't there back then.
If you would do me the honor of allowing me to take on the puzzle that left Mr. Barnum stumped for 3 days, I speak of more chalices.
But I already solved
Is
that
that a
one.
ransom?
You don't count, Mr. Wright.
I solved it in the main story, so it counts more than you.
well. Looks like we've got ourselves another challenger.
I guess Phoenix can boast he actually beat a puzzle before Layton
A new
did.
challenger.
And I guess Layton just
So-
solves it off screen.
So the moral of the story is, if you're in the middle of a very heart-rending story and you have to solve a puzzle to kill time, Don't bother, Layton will solve it before you do anyway.
Just sneaking.
I'll admit, I do get a kick out of that transition from the past back to the present by essentially having it be that Layton pops in to solve a puzzle that was given in the past that Barnham solved.
I just told it faster.
Knowing Layton, he probably interjected
What
before
an
they explained how
asshole.
Barnum solved the puzzle. All right, then.
These last couple of parts have all just been, let's point and laugh at Barnum. Really.
To be fair, it did. It gave both him and Constantine a really good backstory.
Yeah.
It's the typical formula Takumi has with his prosecutors. They start off stoic, undefeated, and all that, until you beat them, and then you get to peel back the layers. And normally it's the third or fourth case where it's more or less a point for them to suffer a lot of humiliation. And then once you've gotten to know them, it's all not always water under the bridge, but you get to see them in a lot more comedic situations.
You come to understand the character. It's not so much about necessarily well, this is one of the major things. That's one of the major things writers are told in writing classes about how to write. That there always must be some kind of ultimate reason why the villain is the way he is, so the audience can understand the character.
So join us next time, where Phoenix Wright will be in the middle of a deep story about how he first met Mia, only for Layton to take his place by time travel or something.
Yeah, or maybe we can have Layton tell us the story of how he first met Luke in Last Better, and then suddenly Phoenix is like, objection. Hold on,
That's not how it went.
Anyway.
How do you know? You weren't even there.
I hope Dick Layton
played
realizes
your
that Luke is
game.
probably getting paid more than him in New World of Steel.
It's team.
I am the main attraction for that.
What I was.
See ya.
See it.
See ya.